Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen, or welcome if you are new. My name is Bethany, or Budget Bethany, and welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. I like to post these every single week in hopes to give y'all some meal ideas or some inspiration to cook at home for your family as well. So we're going to start by making some pizza burgers, and I just want to go ahead and add a disclaimer right here. For the past few weeks I have been catching a whole lot of slack about my meals not being the healthiest, but y'all, I've been doing this for a year and a half and I don't always have healthy meals. This is Budget Bethany, and if you're on a budget then you know it's really hard to buy healthy organic stuff. So I'm not always about healthy, but I'm always about delicious. So if you're into that, I hope you hit that subscribe button and keep on hanging out with us. And if you're not into that, I'm so sorry. We would still love to have you, but if you come over here to be mean, we don't want no mean friends over here. We like nice and lovely people. So let's get on back into these pizza burgers. So to start with, I just got 1 pound of ground beef right there in my bowl. I added in some breadcrumbs, I cracked in 2 eggs, and I'm going to add in about a half a cup of marinara sauce. And I'm going to use the 2 best mixing utensils that God could ever give me, my hands, and I'm going to mix this up really well. And y'all know I wasn't going to let this pass by without adding any seasonings to that meat. I'm going to add in some Tony's Creole seasoning, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some paprika. Then we're just going to mix that all up in there as well. In my skillet, I'm going to add some olive oil and get that to heating up. So next we're going to pat out the ground beef into patties, and I am patting mine really thin just because it lays better on the bun that way if it's really thin. So I make mine really big but really thin, but of course you can always make yours however you prefer them. Then you'll just let your hamburger patties cook evenly on both sides in that olive oil until it's cooked thoroughly. Then you're going to remove them from the pan and drain out all the grease and clean your pan out really well. Then you're going to add them back into that pan. You're going to smother them with marinara sauce, and then you're going to top them with mozzarella cheese. I used mozzarella and non-smoked provolone cheese, but of course you can use whatever kind of cheese you prefer, girl.
You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, cleaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave.
And then to go with our pizza burger, I just served it with some of these Cheez-It snapped cheddar and sour cream crackers. They're like really thin and crispy. If you've not tried them, you gotta go try them. They're really good, and they mesh really well with our pizza burger, so it was a win-win for dinner on that night, y'all. For the next night, I made this Mexicorn Casserole, and I got this recipe from my kid's bus driver, y'all, and this is my new favorite casserole. So all I did was brown up 1 pound of ground beef, and I cooked this 1 packet of yellow rice by the directions on the back of the package. Of course, I added in some onion powder just because my family does not care for like fresh onions, so I'm going to use onion powder, but of course you could cut in some onions and cook that with your ground beef. So once your ground beef got through browning up and your rice was cooked and done and soft and everything like that, you're going to add all these ingredients into a bowl. You're going to need a can of Mexicorn, a can of cream of chicken, 1 cup of sour cream, and then of course your rice and your ground beef. You will use some of that shredded cheddar cheese, but you're going to add that to the top of it. You're not going to be mixing that in with the rest of these ingredients. So I'm just adding them all to the bowl and we're going to mix them up. So then you'll want to transfer all those ingredients into your baking dish. I'm using my Pioneer Woman and it's a 9x13 and it turned out really well with that size.
Need someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think I said enough. You said you love for me.
Then we're going to pop that bad boy in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes.
This is something you would never do. Here we are in your car. Let me see who you are, who you really are.
After your 20 minutes are up, you want to take it out and add your cheese to the top, your shredded cheddar cheese.
'Cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be gentle. No, I just gotta know if you're gonna leave me, then just do it.
So y'all don't have to do this, but I just added some of that provolone and mozzarella cheese just to break up all the yellowness. And then I just put that back in the oven for 10 more minutes until my cheese was good and melted.
Let's be honest for a second. Yeah, you're being over your head, babe. 'Cause there is no one other than me that can make you feel the way you feel when I hold you.
I know that wouldn't be in true Bethany fashion if I didn't make a little bit of mess when I was plating up my dish right here, but you have to drizzle on some of this Valentina Mexican hot sauce. The Valentina hot sauce just sets this dish off, y'all, and it was so delicious. If you don't try anything from this video, I hope you'll try that. And then on the next night, we made the walking chili dogs, and this was in a separate video that went up this past Friday. I'll link it down below if you're interested in watching it. I caught a lot of slack from this video, but y'all, my kids had fun, and that's all that matters to me. So all you'll need to make these walking chili dogs is some Funyuns, some hot dog chili, some hot dogs, some shredded cheddar cheese, and a little bag of liquid Velveeta cheese. So in that video, I also made a dessert, and it was a walking banana pudding, and all you'll need to make it with some mini Nilla wafers, some bananas, and some vanilla pudding, and some whipped topping. And y'all, that dessert was so delicious. It might be my new favorite. Y'all don't knock this dinner in a bag until you try it, because actually those walking chili dogs were actually pretty tasty. I was so surprised. I couldn't believe it tasted that good. I was like, this is gonna taste so nasty, but it turned out really good. So anyway, if y'all are interested in seeing any of that, I'll link the video down below if you missed it. Moving right along into the next night, and I actually saw this recipe I think on Pinterest, but I didn't save it, and then I couldn't find it once ever I went back. But it's just some buffalo chicken, macaroni and cheese. So I tried to remember all the ingredients that I needed, and I ran to Walmart and Piggly Wiggly and got those. But I know you'll need some chicken breast, so I'm going to season that up with my tried and true seasonings: some Slap Ya Mama, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and some of this Chicka Bam Bam chicken seasoning. You get your chicken all seasoned up, you're just going to drop that into a hot skillet with some olive oil. Then once your chicken is all cooked up, you'll need to cut it up or either shred it up. I like to cut mine up into little chunks just because I like to get a piece of chicken in each bite. I feel like when it's shredded up, you can't really get the full flavor or the full taste of the chicken. So I'm just going to cut mine up in chunks, but of course you do yours however you prefer. Alright, so for the assembly, you'll need to drop in 1 block of cream cheese into your baking dish. I'm going to use this circle baking dish just because I felt like it looked a little bit fancier. Then you'll need to pour in your elbow noodles around the cream cheese. I'm going to pour in 4 cups of milk. Then I'm going to cover all that with some shredded mozzarella cheese. And then I'm going to take my buffalo sauce and drizzle it right down the middle on the top of the cream cheese. Just pop that in your 350 degrees preheated oven for about 50 minutes, and this is how it will look once it comes out of the oven. Then you can just top with your chicken, whether it's shredded or cubed, and then you just kind of mix that all up in there together.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, to sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine.
And then here's how mine looked once it was all mixed up together. I did top mine with a little bit of parsley just to give it a pop of green. But y'all, this dinner was so good. Something that I come up with and throw together that I had glimpsed at for just a second. And I don't know if I recreated the exact recipe, but if this was the exact recipe, this thing was yummy.
And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, no, it's no more, no. I got so high on a low.
Alright y'all, we're rolling up on the last dinner that I'm going to be sharing with y'all for this week, and it's going to be some homemade pizzas. So I think I've shared this before on my channel, but just in case you're new here, all you'll need is some pizza crust, some marinara sauce, some shredded cheese, whatever you prefer, some sliced mushrooms, and some sliced black olives. We're also going to be adding some pineapple to one of our pizzas, as well as some pepperonis. So all I did was just shape out my pizza dough. I'm going to add some marinara sauce, going to add some cheese, whatever kind of toppings. We use shredded cheddar cheese on this night. That's just because that's what we had in our refrigerator, because I had already used up all the mozzarella cheese in all the past recipes. So I just used some shredded cheddar cheese, and it turned out really good. And I actually think that from now on, we're going to add shredded cheddar cheese to our homemade pizzas because it was really good.
And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, no, it's no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, no, it's no more. We don't know, no, it's no more. We don't know, no, it's no more. We don't know, no, it's no more, no. We don't know, no, it's
And then I did just bake these by the directions on the back of the pizza dough package. And then this is how the kids' pizza looked once it came out of the oven. Me and my husband decided we was going to do like a rectangle pizza, and I had pineapple on my side and he had black olives and mushroom on his side. And then we just baked that just like we did the circle one by the directions on the back of the package. But y'all, that's it for this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave us that big old thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, because we would love for you to join our YouTube family. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we will catch you all in the very next video. Bye, y'all. Should that you know